The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Good afternoon. Is that right?
Hi everyone, just to remind everybody that we've got simultaneous translation, so for any people from Spain, you should have headsets so you can hear.
Afternoon, Arsene. Afternoon, Danny. Arsene, we'll start with you. Obviously, the sport headlines are being dominated by the news on your future since Friday. How are you feeling ahead of tomorrow's game?
Focus for tomorrow's game in our job, there's only one thing that matters, is next game, and that's what I'm focused on.
What's the best way to gain a lead tomorrow night?
Well, first of all, to play to our strengths. That means we are a team who likes to dictate the game and likes to have the ball, and as well, of course, try to annihilate the strengths of Madrid. They are a very strong team. They are if you look at the table, the second best team in Spain. So overall, that will demand a total commitment on our side and a great discipline, because they have no real weak point. They are strong defensively, they are strong offensively, so we need a complete performance.
It's your final European game at Emirates Stadium. When you look back at some of the more memorable, the special nights, what memories are there that come to head?
There are many. I played over 200 games over 200 games for Arsenal in Europe. So of course it's very difficult to single one out. Maybe a game when we knocked Real Madrid out, when we had the great team with Ronaldo, Zidane, Beckham, Figo, and we had a very young team and didn't concede a goal against them. And went to the final without conceding a goal, and we knocked Juventus out that season in Madrid. And lost with 10 men in the final in an unfortunate way with 10 men. So that was 2006 maybe. And apart from that, I had no real time to look back. I will look forward, and forward is tomorrow.
And in terms of tomorrow, your squad, Mohamed El-Neni, Mkhitaryan, what's the latest?
Mkhitaryan is not back in the squad, and Mohamed El-Neni is out certainly for the rest of the season. He has a little chance to play at Huddersfield, but I think we'll be available for Egypt at the World Cup, but not anymore for Arsenal, certainly.
And just one for Danny to finish, if that's okay. First leg's at home again, as it was in the quarter-final as well. Is that CSKA game in the first half of it, especially a blueprint of how Arsenal need to approach tomorrow?
Yeah, well, obviously we need to get a positive result going into this game, and it's not going to be over after tomorrow, and there's 2 legs, so hopefully we get that positive result tomorrow night and takes us into the second game with a clear mindset and to get through to the final.
Thanks.
Arsene, what have the past 5 days been like for you? Has it been slightly surreal?
Look, at the moment, no, because I do my job, keep my routine, and focus on what I have to do every day, and prepare well the game. So at the moment, I think will be surreal for me when I don't work. At the moment, I work like ever.
Have you had any second thoughts at all in the past few days? Are you still sure that you're doing the right thing?
Look, you're never sure you do the right thing, but life is interesting as well, because you have to deal with different kind of situations, and I had until now a life that was full of different experiences, and some very difficult to deal with, but I always did it, so that's another one certainly I will face one day.
Is it slightly strange for you at the moment that people are talking about who's going to be the next Arsenal manager when you are the Arsenal manager at the moment?
No, it's not strange to me. I can understand that. People want to know what the future is about. And for me, that's completely normal.
Will you have any input into who will replace you?
No.
We had a very interesting interview with David Dean over the weekend.
Yes.
And he was very, very...
I'm not surprised.
He was very, very complimentary about you, of course. And he said that even over the weekend, he had people ringing him up who wanted to offer you a job, asking for your phone number. Are you happy for him to give people your phone number?
They will find my phone number, don't worry. You know, it's. I don't honestly. I don't know what I will do. Will I take a little rest? I will continue to work, that's for sure. But my pride has always been to give my best to where I'm employed until the last day of my contract. And at the moment, I'm just focused on that.
So if people got your phone number and called you, they wouldn't be wasting their time?
At the moment, yes, because at the moment I'm not ready to commit to anything else than to give my best for Arsenal Football Club.
I'm just looking forward to tomorrow night's game. Are you worried at all that if you don't win the Europa League and get into the Champions League next season, that it will all feel a bit of an anticlimax?
Yeah, of course, but that's part of it, and it will not take away from the fact that people will realize what I said many times, that to qualify for 20 consecutive years is not as easy as it looked at some stage, and but it would feel really an anticlimax, of course, but that's why we want to give absolutely all to have a chance to go to the final.
Danny, you've worked with Arsene Wenger, you also worked with Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you think we'll ever see...
We are friends now, Alex Ferguson and myself.
Have you been in touch with him at all personally,
yes.
Sir Alex?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I keep that private, you know.
Is it text or telephone call?
Both. He called me yesterday. I will have to call him back today.
Danny, you've worked obviously with Arsene Wenger, you've worked with Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you think we'll ever see managers like them ever again in the future?
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate enough to work under two giants of the game, and I've got immense respect for both of them, and it's difficult for me to...
You cannot say otherwise, you know. You have
I'm the mutual friend, I got him in touch. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult for me to say like how long managers will be taking charge of football clubs these days. So I'm just fortunate to have been able to play under both of them.
Danny, just off the back of that, you were obviously at Manchester United when Sir Alex left, and you know the void that is left when a manager who's been there for a long time leaves. What have Arsenal got in store? What experience do you have, and what advice would you give?
Yeah, well, it's different. It's kind of different. It's a different situation, and obviously with the managers leaving, but different clubs have their different ways of approaching these situations. So hopefully we can face that in the right way, and then obviously try and move forward in a positive way, and rather than go down.
And Arsene, if you do go out winning Europa League, would it be the most satisfying trophy of the lot to actually leave with a trophy under your arm and say?
I don't know. You know, I do not look at the moment after myself. I just want to do well. I want to win. I want to win. Continue to do what I did my whole life, is try to win the next game. The next game is in Europe, and after Europe we go to Manchester United. I want to try to win the game again. That's all I did. After, people always keep what they want, and you have to accept that.
And finally, to both of you, Atletico Madrid haven't conceded a home goal for the best part of this calendar year. Does that make tomorrow night very important? You score, but also you don't let in a goal.
Yeah. The rules in Europe make the weight of the away goal very strong. And that's why when you play the first game at home, you're a little bit in a difficult psychological situation because you know that you have to score, but as well that every goal you concede can be a huge handicap.
Arsene, just on from that, do you believe in fairy tales? Do you believe in fairy tale endings? Would this be like the perfect goodbye? Have you allowed yourself to feel about this perfect goodbye by winning this trophy?
I want to not. Is there a perfect goodbye? I don't know. First of all, but I just want to do as well as I can because I think this team has quality. These guys, I've seen them this season with challenged mentally, and I've seen them always respond in a positive way. And I think this group of players deserve something special. And if I want to do it for them, to achieve something with them, because I feel they have a special mental quality. And my biggest satisfaction would be to be successful together with the group of players I have, because I've seen them behave the whole season, and they deserve.
And Danny, do you feel as players that you want to do it for him?
Yeah, well, I think going into a semi-final in the European competition, you don't need any extra bigger incentive to win the game. I wanted to win the game before the manager announced he was leaving. I want to win it after it. So I think with the lads, everyone's focused on winning the tie. But obviously at the end of the competition, it would be that little bit of an icing on the cake to see the manager lift the trophy.
Arsene, you've been here for over 20 years. How much do you think European trophy would affect your legacy at Arsenal?
I don't know. You know, I say always a manager has an influence on 3 fronts, and that is the dimension, the structure of the club that you develop, the influence on the individual players that you can develop, and of course the style of play and the results. That is the part that we play for tomorrow. If I can add that to what I've done, I'm very happy.
We've got a question in Spanish at the back, guys, if you want to put the headsets on.
Me?
Yeah.
Silvia de Televisión Española para...
Just wait for the translation.
I lost my Spanish. You don't speak English in Spain?
Spanish. Sorry.
I'm sure you speak very well English.
Yes. Dos preguntas para...
It's not even on, man. Okay.
No funciona. Yes.
Sabe español, poquito.
Sí.
Can you speak any Spanish?
Yes.
Dos preguntas para usted.
2 questions for yourself.
Española. Primero, ayer nos dijo Nacho Monreal en una entrevista
Nacho Monreal said yesterday
que se han procurado los jugadores en el vestuario para ganar esta Europa League y dedicársela a...
that the players want to win the Europa League and dedicate it to you.
Y la segunda, ¿qué opina de un técnico como Luis Enrique? Muchas gracias.
I'd also like to ask you what your opinion is of Luis Enrique as a coach.
I have a high opinion of him, but I do not want to influence the job for the next manager. But of course, I have a high opinion of Luis Enrique.
Y sobre la conjura del vestuario de ganar una Europa League para dedicar...
What do you think about the fact that a team wants to dedicate the win to you?
Very nice, you know, but football is concrete and you have to, it's realistic. It's just we have to put a performance in on the pitch. We play against a very strong team, and that's why for us it's important just to focus on the performance, and we know that we face the toughest opponent in this competition, and that's why we at the moment we just focus on the quality of our performance tomorrow.
Arsene.
In Spanish?
Grazie. Question here. Carrie?
Thank you. Arsene, it was seen as the worst possible draw to meet this team in this round, but in a sense, is it quite fitting that you'll be meeting a side that is second in La Liga ahead of Real Madrid? It feels like a Champions League night.
Yeah, it's a Champions League night, of course. At double level, first of all, because the Champions League position is at stake, more for us than for them, and secondly, because the two teams, I think, are two clubs who are used to play in the Champions League, and that's why I believe, yes, it's a Champions League night.
This will be your last European night at the Emirates. Will you take some time to drink it in? Has it been sinking in? Are you taking a look at what will be some last moments?
No, I will just hope I go home happy because I had a good result and a good performance.
Mesut Ozil said to beIN Sports this week that you have created legends in the dressing room. Do you believe you put together a team here that if they go on to win the Europa League trophy can go on to be great legends in Arsenal's future?
Look, what I want to say is that this team has quality. 2 years ago we finished second in the league. Last year we made 75 points. We won the FA Cup. We won the Charity Shield. We were in the League Cup final. We are in the semi-final of a Europa League. And so these players have quality. And I'm convinced that hopefully we can show that again before the end of the season. But I'm convinced in the future, with 2 or 3 additions, this team has the quality to fight for the championship.
Finally, we've got another question in Spanish. If you want to put the headphones on, guys. That's another Spanish question at the back. Spanish.
Del Atlético, ¿qué es lo que usted más le gusta? ¿Qué es lo que más destaca del equipo de Simeone?
What do you think the best thing is about Atletico? What's their strength?
I would say one of their strengths is they have no obvious weakness. And they are a very efficient team, and a team who can use every weak moment of his opponent. So overall, I must say that's their main strength.
Last one here.
Jochen Schöpke from Germany. We know you also speak German. If you want, you can answer this question in German, Mr. Wenger. All the Germans wonder about...
I only speak English now.
You do? Okay. This should be no problem for us. All the Germans wonder about why you're quitting, because your contract is running to 2019, and why are you quitting in this moment, just in front of such a big match?
The timing was not really my decision. And for the rest, I've spoken about it already.
Okay. What does it feel for you to read so many signs now, like Merci Arsene, and the last month it was like Wenger out, the people switched?
Well, that's, there's a difference between, first of all, when some people are not happy, it's not always a majority, but they get, of course, the echo in the press, and they look like a majority. So that's first of all. And I think some people can make the difference as well between moments of unhappiness and global satisfaction for what I brought to the club. I think people are intelligent and can make a difference. We live in a very emotional society where people can express how they feel, but it doesn't mean they don't take a distance with their emotions a few days later.
Thank you very much, everybody. We can take... Okay, go, Danny. Thank you.